Hey guys, what's up? It's Tony here from Tony's Professional Touch, based out of San Bernardino, California. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to look more professional in your detailing business.
All right, Tony, the first thing is uniforms. How do you feel about that for detailers?
I actually like it. It looks, makes you look a lot more presentable, makes it stand out a bit different, and especially if you have certain colors for your uniforms, people can recognize you a lot more often than they'd see someone else wearing like regular clothes. They're like, oh, I don't know who that guy is. I don't even want to hit him up or something. But if you got uniforms, your branding on there, if they just pass by you and they don't even want to ask you, but they see your logo or something, they'll probably look it up and see if they want to get your services in the future.
So you're not wearing your uniform today, Tony? You just wearing a hat?
Yeah, just a hat. It's my uniforms are black, and right now today it's not that sunny, but usually when it does get sunny, it attracts a lot of heat. So I'm trying to get some different colored uniforms later on, just because that black does like get super hot.
All right, Tony. Tell us one don't about uniforms the detailers shouldn't do.
In my opinion, they shouldn't be coming in sandals. I prefer for them not to come in shorts if I have like employees or something. Preferably, if they did have shorts, to have at least pockets. Another don't would be, I don't know if you could say jewelry or anything like that.
Why not?
It could scratch the vehicle if they're not paying attention or being careful with it, or they can get dangled into something or stuck or lose it. There's a bunch of differences. Or if it's something like expensive, we're in San Bernardino, so they can get robbed.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of little things that I wouldn't necessarily be okay with an employee wearing.
Hey, Tony, so let's talk about the vehicle people roll up in.
Yep.
You come in a van. Do you feel having it wrapped or at least some branding in it is important?
Yes, especially if you're in like public areas or apartments. Saves a bit of time, especially if there's a couple people that are like really shy and they don't want to come up to you and ask you for anything, so they can just see all your branding on the van and look you up from there, and then just text you or hit you up from there instead of having to come up to you and talk to you, or try to, especially if you have employees and there's like a couple different people around the vehicle. Sometimes it's hard for them to see like who's the boss or who runs it or anything, or if the boss is even there. So it's good to have your business and everything, all the information on the vehicle. That way they can just pass by it, take a picture or something, and go from there.
But what about the detailers that are still rocking their sedans, their trucks?
So for the detailers that are still pretty much rocking like their personal vehicles and whatnot, if they had a truck, they have a bit more space to work with on branding wise. They can wrap that truck, or the windows are bigger, so they can do perforated glass on the windows. For the cars, they can also wrap those. I haven't really seen many detailers wrap their personal vehicles in their type of like branding, but I have seen them do perforated like wrap on the glass and do a design on there with their branding. And then a couple people just like to like stand out, so they'll switch up a couple customizations on the vehicle, change wheels, lower it or raise it or something, and then they just show up clean.
Got it. And then you mentioned something about the windows.
So like on the windows, they can apply perforated like a wrap and then design that, and it's like a wrap that has like holes through it, so you can see from the inside, you can see outwards, and then from the outwards you can't see inside, but you can see the design of the wrap being of your branding of whatever you want to make it to.
All right, Tony, let's talk about how to look professional when greeting the customer. What's some tips you got for them?
So what I'll usually do if they never met me before, even you kind of greet them before you even get to the location. So I'll let them know that I'll send them a confirmation text the day before, and then I'll let them know when I'm on my way. And then I'll let them know when I'm there, and then they'll come out, and depending on who's with me or by myself, they'll usually be able to like tell that I'm the owner or whatnot, because I'll show up and be like, hey, I'm Tony, nice to meet you, and I'll say their name. We could say John. Hey John, what's up? Nice to meet you. Good morning, good afternoon. And then we walk around the vehicle. I ask them if they have any questions. Don't hesitate to ask. And then usually they don't ask any questions. They go inside. I'm like, text me if anything, or I'll text you. And then we just proceed with the service. After the service is complete, I'll text them. They'll come out. We walk around the vehicle. They'll see it, and then it'll be like, thank you. Have a good day. And that's about it.
All right. What about the small talk?
Small talk wise, so if they're new, it just depends on the person, because some people are shy. I have a lot of like the newer people that I get that are pretty shy. So I don't really ask him too much. I'll usually just ask him like, if it's a nice car, so I'm like, oh, how do you like the car? How long have you had it? Do you have any plans with it? Things like that. And then sometimes I do have people that are like want to ask me questions or anything, and then we'll just answer those. And it's like, that's about it. But I don't really try to go too much into their personal life, especially in the first appointment. After the first couple appointments, then we get, I guess, more comfortable around each other, and then just a bit more of small talk.
Talking about small talk, this and that. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had a customer who maybe crossed the boundaries, or maybe they were talking about like F the fans, or you know, F this type of people? You ever had that?
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty common. And then I just, depending on, like, I don't necessarily, even if I agree or disagree, if like, I mean, if I agree, then I'll join the conversation. But if I disagree, I kind of just like, oh yeah, cool. But like not try to escalate anything. It's like, no, like, I don't necessarily want to be on their bad side, so I'm not gonna like try to make them switch sides or anything. Just hear them out and see their point of view, and that's about it.
And then just do your job.
Yeah, just do the. But that usually happens like after the job is done. So, because I don't really talk too much with the client during the job. A little bit before, but I try to get on the job like ASAP, especially if it's like in the middle of the day or something, or we got a busy schedule. If we don't have a busy schedule and there's not like any rush or anything, then I'll sometimes stay there for a while. And like I've had times where I've talked with clients for like 2-3 hours, like a while, even after like the job was done. But that's usually because we don't have anything to do afterwards or something.
Have you ever had those customers that really like, they test your patience? They're asking for constant discounts, or maybe they may be complaining a lot. How do you stay professional? How do you stay cool, man?
Yeah, I've had that in the past. So the way I stay cool is I kind of just try to think about it long term, and I really try to think about the whole situation before anything comes out of my mouth. So I take a moment and just hear them out, and then try to process everything, and then give an answer to them. But usually, what will happen is I'll kind of just talk it out with them, and whatever the issue is with them and like ourselves, if we don't come to a conclusion or figure something out, then we kind of just stop doing business with each other, and that's about it. There's really no need to escalate it and try to like fight or anything or argue and waste more time. So yeah, that's usually how I go about it.
Have you ever had someone accuse you of something? Hey, this scratch, or hey, I had something in the car, it's not there anymore. Yeah,
but usually if we have a picture or like some type of evidence that we can show them that like that it was there before we even serviced it, they usually just apologize and be like, oh, okay. Some people, depending on who they are, they like won't apologize, be like, oh, whatever, like, and it just varies. But yeah, you just gotta have like proof. And if you don't have proof, that's gonna be a little bit more difficult. You'll probably just have to like pay out of pocket, and then what you do in the future is up to you. You can either fire the client if you want. It just depends on the type of damage it is, how much it's going to cost you, and then it's kind of like a learning curve for the future.
All right, Tony, but what are some don'ts that detailers shouldn't do on the detail?
So while you're detailing your customer's vehicle, you shouldn't be eating food around the vehicle. If you plan on eating food, I usually try to do it with the client that I'm already like familiar with, not a first-time client type of thing. And I'll do it in my own van or something, and I'll make sure you should have like soap that you can wash your hands with, and then just rinse them off after you're done eating. That way you don't get the car all greasy or anything, or you're all dirty. And then you don't want to be playing any loud music. This is work, this is business, so you want to treat it as a business. You don't want to treat it like a party or anything. So when it comes time to whatever you're listening to, I personally don't like I know a lot of people bring like their boom box or something, or some type of device to play their music out loud. I prefer using like AirPods or headphones or something, just kind of, it's in my own ear, and if I listen to explicit content or anything like that, it's just in my own ears, not out loud in front of everybody. Plus, if your employees have different taste in music, they can have their own earpods or whatnot, listen to their own type of music.
And what about conversations you have with employees or the detailers?
Okay, so what I've done and what I still usually do, depending on what I need to talk to them about, I'll try to keep the. It also depends on who's like what client location I'm at and the areas. But if I'm in an area that I've been in before with a cool client and like then I'll be a little bit more relaxed, chill, laid back, and my vocabulary would be a lot more open. But if I'm in with a new client or an area where there's kids around or something, then I keep my vocabulary to like strictly kid level, I guess. No bad words, no cussing, no nothing like that. And then if I need to tell my employees anything or let them know if they did something wrong, depending on what it is. If I don't want to say anything too harmful out loud, I'll just send them a text or something, be like, hey, you need to fix this, or you did this wrong, make sure you take care of it, something like that. Especially if you have other employees around, you don't really want to put them on the spot in front of everybody, unless you can do it in a positive way while teaching everyone else like the same thing without being like an asshole about it.
Yo, Tony, what about the homies?
What homies?
The detailing homies that, you know, they get little brewskis, you know, this and that.
No drugs, no alcohol, especially on the job site. You can do that on your free time if you want, but like while you're working, you should. I feel like you should be strictly sober, and because especially if you have any new clients to talk to. If you have your usual maintenance clients, I know a lot of detailers that have their own maintenance clients and whatnot, and that's just how they like to roll. But I personally prefer to just stay hydrated and sober the whole time, especially because you never know, someone from this neighborhood might come up to you and try to ask you some questions and you won't be able to answer them properly. So yeah, I guess.
Or they're gonna smell the beer on you.
Yeah, they're gonna smell alcohol or any drug substances on you, and it's just not good. Or you never know when a call might pull up on you. Just rather have no issues.
Hey, what about the clients though that they're like, hey, they
offer?
You know and you don't want to say no.
Yeah, so I have that happen like pretty frequently. So it just varies at the time that they offer it, and like if they're at the end of the day and it's the last appointment, I'll consider chilling with them and hanging out with them. However, if it's in the beginning or in the middle, it's kind of like I'll have to like take it for on the road or something if it's something I can take on the road. And if not, then I'll be like another time or next time or something. It's just something like that. But the cool thing about like having your like detail business and whatnot, especially once you build that relationship with your client, they'll usually, in my case, they'll invite me to parties or things like that, and it's just kind of like cool. And you just show up and then you can chill with them there, and while you're in business hours, you can get to work and provide them with the quality service and then hang out with them possibly after for a little bit. All right, well, there you guys have it. That's how I stay professional in my detailing business. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys stay professional in your detailing business. And remember, if you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.